What's up, everybody? It's Mystic Ninja Soul coming at you. So today we're doing a review of the Resident Evil 4 remake. I ended up purchasing it 2 days ago, but I ended up refunding it as of yesterday after playing it. This game is not as good as people are making it out to be. I did stream this yesterday, so what you're seeing in the video is my live stream of playing it and getting my actual full reaction to it. This game doesn't give me the same feel as you would with, any of the previous Resident Evil games, and that says a lot. So, I wasn't getting any of the high tension, the jump scares, kind of on the edge of your seat, like what's around the corner. You're gonna run into, like, a licker, a zombie. You're gonna run into Mr. X like you did in Resident Evil 2. Are you gonna run into Nemesis like you did with, Jill in Resident Evil 3? None of that. You're apparently fighting some cannibals, I guess, with some parasites in them that no matter how much you fight them and kill them, they keep coming back, that kinda deal. Um, I found myself more frustrated in this game than, actually enjoying it, and that says quite a bit. Now, don't get me wrong, the story's not bad and everything. I did get the gold edition because it was on sale for, like, 19.99 on Steam. So, if you actually like this Resident Evil, if you've played the original Resident Evil 4, this might be for you, but it's just not for me. So, this is just mainly my review and my opinion, guys. This isn't the gospel. So, the one thing I did like about here is the graphics update and everything brought it up to date, with what it looked like in Resident Evil 2 and Resident Evil 3 remake. Now, I do know there are rumors that they're going to be doing a Code Veronica remake and a Resident Evil remake. I don't know how true that honestly is. But all in all, if Resident Evil 0 and Code Veronica stay to what they were in the original, then yeah, now, the one thing that I will definitely say, because I have played a little bit of Resident Evil 4, the original, not the remake, before, because I had a friend that had it on GameCube, is that the controls on this remake are far superior. You're not stuck with getting everything here. Now, what we're seeing right here is pretty much the main sequence, and I'm sitting here seeing Policia, and I'm thinking that it's Italian, but apparently you're in some country that speaks Spanish and everything like that nature. So it's your typical, hey, guy gets out the car, goes on, to do something, and then your typical, "Hey, something's in the mist. There's something around the corner that they don't see," and everything like that nature. But yeah, it's kinda one of those things, but, what can you honestly do? So, that's kinda how it is with this in this game, honestly. Okay. So, the one thing I don't really like about this game is when you're first getting into it, you have literally 0 idea on what the hell is even going on, why you are even here where you're supposed to be. I know you're supposed to be finding some girl that turns out later on that is the president's daughter. It doesn't have a really good, startup, so to speak, to the game. It's just kinda one of those, like, "What in the absolute hell is going on here? What's the premise of the game? What's the plot?" And you don't finally figure that out until you get towards the literal end of the prologue. I'm like, there's too much lead up here. It doesn't explain enough on it. It doesn't give enough context, I guess you could say on that one. But it's not a bad game per se. It just definitely was not my cup of tea. Now granted, yeah, I did get it, on sale versus it being 49.99. I got it for like 19.99, which isn't bad, but still, I did refunded. And it's one of those things to go on that. Now, like I said, here's where the controls are a lot better than they are with the whole original. Now, the one thing with the gold edition is you do get some DLC where you can play as Ada Wong and all that good stuff. But yeah. And here I was trying to turn on the captions so, people that are watching on the stream can actually um see what's on the screen. Basically, like what's going on. Hey, this is what's going on here. Leon wanting to hear he got all the cuffs, blah, blah, blah. It's not as concise as it is in the other Resident Evils where it's like, oh, hey, turn on subtitles, turn on closed caption. No, you have to go into this area, then this area, then here to turn it on. It's like, what the hell? That's why I was getting frustrated. There's like, okay, well, where the heck am I supposed to go here? And there were a lot of points in this game where I died, and it's like it didn't give a clear indication of where the hell I was even supposed to go. And when I'm playing a game and I'm getting more frustrated than I am actually enjoying it, there is quite literally a damned problem with it. So, like I said, it's not a bad game, but it's definitely not one that I will pick up again, to say the least. It's not one that I could recommend if you're a fan of the other Resident Evils, but if you want to, just collect them, and have every last Resident Evil game, especially all that, if you're just like, a collector of the games series, then hey, go for it. But in all honesty, if I had to give this rating, well, give this game a rating, let me correct myself. Honestly, I would rate this a literal 6 out of 10, guys. Not my enjoyment. And like I said, don't take my rating or my review like a gospel or like, hey, this is what it's supposed to be. Hey, Mystic Ninja Soul said this. I should go listen and not buy this game. Like I said, everyone has their likes and dislikes when it comes to games. And this is just definitely one that I honestly did not like. Now, coming up here soon, you're going to see where the first boss comes about, where it's like, what in the absolute hell is this thing coming at me? And they're not zombies, but apparently there's something infected by some weird parasite from what some of my chat said, because like I said, it didn't explain at all what the heck you're going against. It's not your typical zombie thing. And I guess also in Resident Evil 5, you're not going against zombies or you're going against some super zombies. I honestly don't know. Um, so I'm hoping that as well when the new Resident Evil game comes out, the Resident Evil Requiem, it's not confusing and you can kind of pick up where it left off and, kind of figure things out. Now, the cutscenes in here were actually really well made, so I will give it that. So that's one of those things right there. And like this guy just like mumbling in Spanish. So I mean, I honestly have no clue as to what the hell he was saying. And you can tell he's not of himself. He looks sickly and pale and all this other crap. Whatever he's cooking, I have no clue. But something tells me that the parasite or whatever it is makes them uh cannibalistic and eat flesh like the zombies. And look, there's our cop. And there he goes trying to kill me with some butcher knife. And this is where you will find out that, hey, he breaks his neck and then all of a sudden he gets up all of a sudden with a parasite or something in his head. So you think he's dead and he's not dead, kind of thing. Because after you get, well, I should say, after you try and free the police officer down here, you find out what the hell these things kind of are in a way. So let's go ahead here and we're going to see what it is. And yeah. So luckily, I think in this one compared to the other one is that I don't know if I don't remember if you had a flashlight here because I didn't really play this part of the game or watch this part of the game. But yeah. But old Mr. Cop, oh, he definitely dead. They pretty much killed his ass and guess they were gonna eat him. Or they were making him into food. I don't know which. But yeah. There's the radio, and then the other officer that was waiting in the car, apparently he just got attacked and is basically, your typical, hey, no one comes out alive, basically. All right, so like I said, it says map updated, but it doesn't really show you how to do the map. That's what I didn't like about this game. Ready your weapon and shoot. So here we go. Here's your guy. What the heck is he, right? So, and see, that's why I hate it because the controls they were okay, but like I'm sitting there shooting, and it was like, what? How did I miss this guy? So there we go with that, guys. So this is Resident Evil 4 in a nutshell. You're going against something of this nature, but yeah, it's definitely not something I like whatsoever, guys. So until next time, I'll try to get a review in on Arc Raiders next, and go from there, guys. But until then, take it easy. Have a good one. Laters.